All right, so in this video, I'm going to take an outreach script which isn't working right now, and I'm going to turn it into a 100 meeting a month script that you can literally just copy and paste to get your bookings, get your clients, scale your agency, buy the Rolexes, Laura Pianos, whatever you want to do with that. So in this video, I'm going to be covering an overview, going to go over some wins, why this actually works, so like a ton of proof, just so you know that this actually is good. I'm going to take and turn this into an email script, but I'm also going to turn this into a social outbound script that you can use on other platforms in case you don't use email, and then principles so that you can apply these lessons for the rest of your life and scale to the magical 100, 200, 300K, like a lot of our clients. So firstly, if you don't know me, my name is Welby. I've worked with around 200 agencies at this point, coaching like Iman Gadget's Agency Accelerator, Charlie Morgan stuff. I mean, don't want to go for social proof. Quick win. One of our clients, Gorab, he went from absolutely zero, no experience, to closing a near $4,000 deal on a 6-month agreement. So around 24-ish thousand up front. Someone like Joe, he went from zero to around 10,000 in 30 days. And yeah, I won't bore you with more social proof, but hopefully that's enough. If you're wondering what we do and where the script came from, so we actually have a free community over here called Agency Blueprint, and people can just submit their scripts, and then I'll make videos like this to go over it. And then obviously if you want like additional help, additional support, we have the paid one, but again, let's just get you some results here. So I hope that's enough social proof to maximize retention. So first thing we're going to go over is the email script over here. So this is something that someone submitted in the group. And the first thing I'm going to go over, so definitely while we're going through this, take notes, get your pen and paper, get your popcorn, get your protein, whatever it is. So the first thing is the subject line. Now, right now there's two options. So it's performance-based Google Ads, no risk, only results, and proven strategies for realtors. Okay, so as I go through this, the one thing I want you to keep in mind is that in this case, it's for SEO or it's Google Ads, right? This same principles will apply to whatever you're doing, right? So don't think, oh, this doesn't work for me. It works for you. So things like lead gen, advertising, sales, branding, design, we've seen it all. You'll be fine. So the first thing here is the subject line. Now, one of the principles we have for the subject line and what we've seen with and running like 1,000 campaigns, you want to keep it curiosity driven and non-salesy, quote unquote. So I mean, one of the standard ones is something like quick question. I mean, a lot of people have seen that. It still works. And essentially, it's invoking curiosity to get people to actually open the email. That's the only goal of the subject line. In case you need it over here, if you need the notes or want the notes for this, I'll put it in the free group. Like I said, in the free group, we have calls every Thursday. We have literally our exact processes all over here. So don't worry, like you don't need to write this stuff down. So this is curiosity and get the click. Okay? So an option for this is something like quick question, right? One of the ones that we're testing right now is this is a cold email, right? Another one is just question for name. Like these are very basic ones, but you actually don't need to overcomplicate this. As long as people are clicking on the email, you've done your job, right? This one is more like if you're in a niche where people just get outreach quite a lot. I mean, it's almost like a pattern interrupt. So honestly, I would just start with something like this. Use it as your first draft, use it as your first subject line, and then as you start getting feedback, getting results, you're tracking your open rate, either you could just bring it to like the Thursday call and I can review it, or you could just like post in the community, get access to the resource, and then we can help out there. But regardless, just start here and then we can adjust over time. All right, so that will be the subject line. Now, the next thing I want to focus on is the offer over here, okay? So he did a good job in that he's saying what he does and he's saying who it's for, and he's showing results over here, which is great. The difference that I would make over here is that you never want to lead with your service. The reason that I say that, let me just unhighlight this in red so you can see what I'm typing. The reason that you don't want to lead with your service is that people already have these beliefs around a service. You know, imagine you worked with an agency in the past and you just had the worst experience and they were a Facebook ads agency. Then another guy comes along, hey, I'll do your Facebook ads. It's like, bro, I just wasted 12K on that guy. I do not want more Facebook ads. Facebook ads don't work. So what you want to lead with is the outcome, okay? So instead of saying this over here, right, he recently helped his client, ROAS, traffic, all of that, that's cool. Offer is great. He's doing it on a performance basis. What I would adjust it to is something like, first over here, so he's clearly helping real estate over here. So reaching out because we help real estate And again, I would get a bit more specific in terms of, real estate businesses. What specifically? Is it real estate agents? Is it real estate firms? Or what specifically is it? So let's just say it's agents. Or let's just say it's, let's just go with agents. Reaching out because we help real estate agents. So that's another thing I'll put over here. It's the specificity of niche. So reaching out because we help real estate agents. What I would do over here is he's talking about ROAS multipliers. He's talking about percentage increases, which is good, but it's not the best. What we found is that if you can mention tangible numbers, for example, I'll put this over here, tangible numbers, for example, leads, for example, revenue, for example, profit. These are the things that people actually want. They don't really want a 20x ROAS. It's like, what does that even mean? So it's like, if you can mention these things, you're already going to be better than 99% people. So let's just say for this one, he helped one of these companies to get a 20x ROAS, 600% traffic, whatever it is. But as a result of that, they add an extra $20,000 a month in revenue. Okay? So reaching out because we help real estate agents increase revenue by around 20,000 per month using our, and then you can just add on like a mechanism for doing it. Again, you're not mentioning the service, but if you can add on something that's enticing, then it can just add a level of differentiation. So let's say using our, I don't know, everyone just throws around the AI thing. Again, these are things that you'll test. So AI lead generation system, right? Again, can start there. And then the next thing we want to go into. So you can see over here. And again, as I'm going through this, I just want you to understand the principles of this. It's like, this is how I'm thinking about it. And this is arguably more important than the actual script itself. So let's go on to the next one. That's the offer versus the service. So you can see over here, we're talking about the outcomes, right? So another thing you can say, while spending, because let's just imagine real estate agents that spend a lot of time on the phones, while reducing their workload by, or let's just say while saving them 10 to 20 hours per week using our AI lead generation system. Now you can see the appeal is there. It's like, wow, okay, so we can make more money while working less. That's great. That's a good deal, right? And then if you want to add on to that as well, it's like, plus we do this on a pure performance basis, right? Meaning with no upfront costs. So another thing that I'm going to get when I post this video is someone's going to say, oh, but what if I don't have case studies? When you don't have case studies, then you just want to lead with your guarantee. So you'll say something like this. Now let's assume you do have case studies. Okay, so I'm just going to take this out of here. This is good. Again, I'll go to the next point in a second. But if you don't have case studies, then you just lead with the guarantee, right? This is like this is the main thing. But if you did have a case study, then you would talk about it here. So it'll be something like recently helped, I don't know, Welby agents to, okay, they probably wouldn't be called Welby agents, but like something like the person's name, Ethan Welby, because we're reaching out to actual agents to generate an extra, or just make it more concise, to add an extra $46,000 in 2 months using this system. So you can see over here, we're mentioning specific numbers. Like, it's not like 50,000, it's 46,000. Put the exact thing and it's more believable. Now, obviously, it should be the exact number. Like, don't lie. But by just having that specific number, it's more believable. So this is a good start. And then the next thing over here, I put specificity of niche. So a lot of the things I see very commonly when I'm on calls like this, or when I'm on the one-on-one calls with my clients over here, it's that their niche is very broad. They'll say something like, I work with contractors, or I work with local businesses. And I was like, what type? What type of local business? That's the first thing I'll ask. Then I'll be like, okay, based on your best case study, like, what would be the best type of local business that you could work with? Oh man, if I could work with dentists, that would be the best, because I've got 12 dentist case study. I'm like, then say that. Then say dentist as opposed to local business. Then you can also talk about more specific outcomes. So the benefit of this is that you can make your offer more appealing because it's more specific. You know, for example, if I was like, hey, I can help you grow your business, you'll be like, cool, but like how? But if I go to an agency and I'm like, look, I'm going to help you generate an extra 10 to 20 qualified bookings every single month, and I'll help you close at 30% on a 4K a month retainer, they'd be like, that sounds great. It's the same thing. We're growing the business either way, but it's just more specific. So yeah, that's that. Then the next thing over here, I put more concise. So let me just tick these off as well for consistency. So the next thing I put is more concise. So as you can see, as I'm going through this, I'm actually removing more than was there. So you can see how much shorter the script became, right? The original script was pretty long, okay? So as you can see, you want to say the most in the fewest amount of words. You always want to keep that in mind. The next thing is tangible outcomes. So you can see over here, this is just a recap, but I'm putting 10 to 20 hours per week, 20,000 per month, 46,000 in 2 months. It's very clear. It's not like 600%. Like 600% of what? Like of 10, of a million? Like what? How does that relate? Okay, so be as specific as possible. Then soft CTA. This is a very big one, especially in the case. And I mean, just you watching this, you're already ahead of 99% of people. But most of the people in the space, especially if they're running an agency, what they're going to do is they're going to give a very upfront, like, overextending request. They're going to be like, hey, let's set up a time to talk. In a niche where they don't get a lot of outreach, yeah, fine. They're open to it. But if you're getting pitched 20 times a day, it's like you're not just going to hop on 20 calls a day. So what I like to do, and this is what's worked for years at this point, is I always end my emails or even messages with, might be able, or I could just even start with, mind if I send some more info on how it works. You could even leave that out. Mind if I send some more info. Best regards, name. And it's so much easier. And then what I also did was, because I know someone's going to ask this, it's like, okay, well, what happens if they reply positively? I made something again in the free community over here. If you need the link, I'll put it in the description of the YouTube video. You can see the framework that we have. So let's say someone replies positively to this message. They're like, yeah, send some more info. This sounds fantastic. We have a framework for the mini pitch that goes offer, benefit, reason, CTA. So again, like, what I want to emphasize here is that you start with this foundations that we have here, right? This will give you the foundation. After you get some data, and again, just like literally just join the calls on Thursday. It's free, and I can review it for you. But after we get some data, then we can start adjusting, like, okay, maybe instead of this, we send a video. Maybe instead of this, we send even more info. Maybe instead of this, we send a case study PDF. We can only know once we have the data. And again, if you need to track the data, I have a resource for the data. So please I don't want to see a YouTube comment like, where do I get the minute? It's like right here. So this is what you'll send. Now, either way, going back to it. So it's meant to be social. Okay? So that's that. This is the email, right? This is the email. Hey, first name, reaching out to help real estate agents to increase revenue by around 20,000 per month while sending 10 to 20 hours per week using our AI lead gen system. Reaching out with Ethan Welby to add an extra 46,000 in 2 months using the system. Plus, we do this on a pure performance basis with no upfront investment. Might present more info. That's a fantastic offer. That's great. Okay? Now let's take this and let's put it into social outreach. So let's say you're doing this on something like LinkedIn. The only difference in this, now, yeah, let me not say that yet because it's going to make a lot of you guys confused. So the only difference between social outreach and, let's say, email is that it's just more condensed. It's the same offer. Same with like cold calling. It's the same offer, but just packaged differently. So obviously, you're not going to send some long thing like this on social because it looks like a copy and paste message. Okay? And one just note here, You can add like extra personalization to this one if you want personalization. So you can use things like Clay or AI or other things we cover like in the one-on-one coaching and stuff, but you honestly don't even need it to get started. If you've tried this already and you're having issues with it, you could either just join one of the calls in here, or I'll put a link below to my Calendly, and then you could speak to either myself, someone in the team, and we can do like a one-on-one look for this. I mean, at the end, we could walk through what the program could look like, the one-on-one stuff. I mean, no pressure though. Worst case, we'll just give you a game plan, but I'll just put that in the description as well. So let me just get back on track. So over here, all we're going to do is we understand that the offer is increasing revenue by around 20,000 per month while saving 10, 20 hours per week. What you could do is you could literally just say a message like this. We have a client who booked 15 calls in one day using automated text-based messages. It's not even like he did anything crazy. So to be something like, hey, Ethan, just reaching out because we help. We can even just lead with the case study. Reaching out because we just helped another real estate agent, Ethan Welby, to add an extra 46,000 per month or in 2 months while saving him 13 hours per week. Might be able, I'll do this as a separate line, might be able to do the same for you. Mind if I send some more info? And then what I've been doing recently, what the team's been doing recently, because they've been sending the outreach, they came up with this. But for every message they send, they actually ended with something like, if not, no worries. Such a small thing. Obviously, like the team would do this in the voice note approach that we take. Again, it's all here, and like the overview is here. This is to get you started. But if you need like in-depth, like 40 to 90-minute videos of me going through it, plus like one-on-one coaching calls and all this stuff, that's what the paid thing is for. But if you want to get started with this, just use this over here. So if you use the voice note approach that we have over here, this is what they would say in there. The if not, no worries. But then we started doing it with the text-based ones as well, and it is working really well. So we started adding that too. So it might be able to do the same for you, might send some more info, right? If not, no worries. Super like calm, like laid back approach, right? So you can use this on LinkedIn, you can use it on Instagram, you can use it on Facebook, you can use it on Snapchat or whatever you guys use. And this should be good. And then again, they reply, they offer, or they say yes to more info, and you just send them some more info. Like that's literally it. So that's pretty much that. Okay, so again, just to recap, principles, do the stuff. Honestly, like just send this. And then again, if you need the exact software tools and stuff to do it, again, okay, I can make a resource for that. Just if you want that, just like leave a comment. If you want like the tools and like where to find the leads and all that stuff. But this will get you results, like I guarantee it. So use this, get results. If you want additional support, just book a time, use the link below. It'll most likely be with me if there is time. My calendar is mostly full lately, or it'll be with the team, and we'll just help you out, give you a game plan, and get you on the way to scaling to 10, 20, 50. I mean, some of our clients want to scale to 500,000 a month. So talk soon.